Your jaw may drop watching this episode of Sister Wives. Just saying, you have been warned. This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 19, Episode 2. And the episode starts in Salt Lake City, Utah. Maddie is still there with her kids after helping Isabelle move from North Carolina, and as they were driving across the country, apparently they went to see a few properties, because at this point in 2022, Maddie and Caleb were still thinking of moving back to the West and maybe even having Janelle live with them. We all know this did not end up happening, but this is where things were in 2022, so I'm pretending I'm into this storyline, but honestly, it's kind of boring. Christine overheard them talking about properties on the phone, and now she wants to find out more about where Janelle and Kody's relationship is based on this information, and she just wants to help her sister wife out. Janelle and Maddie talk pretty openly in the car about how frustrating it is that Kody is basically giving Janelle no information about Coyote Pass, even though she also owns the land, and there's this looming deadline where they have to pay it off or they could lose it altogether. It's Janelle's big asset, so that's a pretty big deal for her. It's messy, and by the way, what a terrible loan agreement, or she calls it a note for some reason. Kody, with a pretty tight curly hairdo, I have to say, says that he doesn't trust to tell Janelle this, but that he actually does intend on paying it off. He wants to avoid this information going into, he says, the gossip mill of their broken family. Funny though, because Janelle says that Kody himself is a huge gossip. She says that Kody told her stuff throughout their marriage about his other relationships that she did not even feel she should have known. So still talking about Coyote Pass. I mean, come on people, when will they stop talking about Coyote Pass? Take us out of our misery. Robin says that she would actually be fine moving next to Janelle. I don't know why she's saying that. She clearly isn't even friends with Janelle and says snarky things about her in Confessionals. Does she even like Janelle? I don't know. Janelle would not want to live next to Kody and Robin, obviously, and Mary doesn't think it makes sense for her anymore. Thank God. Janelle, in a surprising twist, says that she just wants what's fair, and she especially wants to make sure that Mary gets what she deserves because Kody has not been fair to her for a very long time. Janelle here is kind of refreshing that she's supporting Mary because Mary doesn't seem to have any really good or even okay relationships in the family right now. So good for Janelle for sticking up for her. And now they talk about money in their confessionals. And this segment is pretty interesting and juicy. They bring up things I did not think they were going to talk about. Janelle says that in the last 10 years, they've been less fair with how they divvy up the money in the family. Ironically, kind of in line with when Robin came into the family. It's always kind of like that. They always say like, oh, things were fine until like 10 years ago. I wonder what happened. Robin says her home was supposed to actually be an asset for the family once they sold it. And from there, they would have moved to Coyote Pass. That was the plan. This is a controversial take, though, because Robin and Kody's McMansion was bought with the other wives' money, which is the big kicker. When Janelle gave money to buy Robin's house, she says that she asked that all their names go on the house, and Kody kind of said, like, no, this is Robin's estate. So, conflicting stories here. Is it Robin's estate? Or were they going to offload that money for the other wives? So Janelle wants to recoup the money she put in Robin's house. I mean, that could be why they're selling, so that they can give the other wives the money. Do you think? I don't know. And did you know what Robin responded? Or I don't know if she responded to Janelle, but this is what she said about giving Janelle back her money. She said, but it's confusing. How do we calculate it? Whatever she gave, she can get back. What is there to calculate? So because basically it's too hard to calculate properly, Janelle gets nothing. What type of excuse is that? Janelle says, well, I see all their art, their trailer. Robin's artwork has been a very hot topic on Reddit lately. Once their home was listed, you could really see that they did spend quite a bit on art, apparently. But, okay, so this also may shock you. Robin says, oh gosh, I can't even. Robin says her money has always been separate from Kody's money. Robin said that during her divorce, she learned how to manage her money very well. And then she insinuates that maybe the other wives are not as good at managing money. Excuse me. I mean, wasn't Robin's credit score so low that she barely qualified to live in the cul-de-sac? Yeah, I mean, we could definitely roll that clip, couldn't we? And although in the last episode, Kody said he did not want to talk about Maddie, here he goes talking about Maddie in this one for some reason. Robin says that she encourages Kody to reach out to Maddie, but it's a two-way street, and Maddie hasn't reached out either. Honestly, my stance on this remains unchanged. Kody is the dad in the situation. I'm tired of them saying, well, oh, that kid has to reach out too. Kody says that Maddie kept fishing for gossip and he got tired of it. And there you have it, people. There you have it. He thinks that Maddie is part of the family gossip mill. Maddie and Janelle now show up to this property. Kind of looks like the Coyote Pass in Montana to me, just saying, like, very similar vibe. The realtor is this little old lady. There's a creek, there's mountains. It's 40 acres. It's a lot of space. It's also in the middle of nowhere. And I mean, they do want a rural lifestyle, you know, the greenhouse and all that, but they'd have to take the kids to school 40 minutes away every day. And that might be a deal breaker. No busing. Robin says that she would be devastated if Janelle left. She feels like the idiot, but she can't let go. Oh gosh, same old story there with Robin. Now Isabelle is having a welcome home party. It's cute. Hunter's there. It's been a while that we've seen him film, actually. They seem to now all be okay with filming to support their mom's scenes, maybe to make their scenes better now. I don't know. And this is actually being filmed at Aspen's house, and Peyton shows up. Peyton, we haven't seen in a while. He lives in Ogden, Utah, which is like an hour away from them. So he tends to always be late at family functions. And this was also not on my bingo card, but Peyton sits down and immediately announced that he got a job at a bar, but not any bar, a gentleman's club. Hunter bursts out laughing, and Christine says, "This is not the Utah I was raised in." And she says, "My kids are growing up and they're doing their own thing." Aspen tells Midge something like, "Whatever they do there, I can do for you," which is probably the funniest thing Aspen has ever said on the show. She's usually so quiet and reserved, doesn't say anything controversial. So I don't know if she forgot the cameras were there, but they even subtitled it. Christine visits Janelle to try to get the tea on what is happening between her and Kody. Janelle's apartment actually is pretty cute. Janelle says that she loves it in Flagstaff, but she doesn't think it makes sense for her to be there forever. She's thinking of asking Kody to buy her out. You know, Janelle always had this big fantasy about getting her own piece of land. And what changed her mind is that when she went with Maddie, she saw that she can have that land somewhere else, probably somewhere better, away from Kody and Robin. Coyote Pass is not the only place. She said that if Cody's not willing to buy her out, she's considering lawyering up. Christine supports this very much, of course, because Christine is just super anti-Kody. So anything that goes against Kody, she's probably all for it. Christine asks, just super nonchalant, like, "Is your marriage to Kody over?" And Janelle says yes, but she did not tell him it's over because he basically avoids her and they only text about business. And I think because the property, the businesses, you know, it's complicated. Christine thinks that she needs to make that call and tell him, but Janelle is frustrated that Christine thinks her breakup should look like hers. She kind of wants to do her own thing, and she wants to just, you know, I guess let it fade away. I don't know. There's no set breakup point here, and Janelle wants her payment for Coyote Pass and then to never talk to him again. So I think she's just really wanting that money to move on with her life. Mary chimes in and she says, oh, Kody complains that Janelle is not clear, but he did the exact same thing to me. I mean, not the exact same situation, arguably, because Cody's not like waiting in the wings hoping that she comes back, but I can see what she means. And Kody goes on a tangent about how he doesn't want to disparage his old faith, but then calls it all BS multiple times, basically disparaging it. I have no idea what happened here, but looks like Kody just conveniently stopped believing in his faith. And maybe part of it is it would be extremely messy for him to get released from like all these marriages and all that. So Kody now complains about Mary wanting unseal or whatever of their relationship. She still believes in that covenant. She just wants to finish it up, and she doesn't want to be sealed to Kody forever like their religion says. And Kody, again, just conveniently doesn't believe in that anymore. He's kind of like, you do you. He doesn't want to acknowledge the authority of the church leaders and their BS. He just keeps saying BS. Kody just wants Mary to just go away, and he acts frustrated that she took forever to leave, which to me is kind of crazy. Anyone watching the show knows that's not really how it was. Kody says that when they got married, there was a lot of wisdom they lacked, and Mary had baggage that he didn't know he was going to deal with, and she was constantly angry at him, apparently. Mary's anger then, he said, turned to Janelle and got pretty bad. And then Christine diluted that relationship and probably saved the relationship between Mary and Janelle, in Cody's opinion. This was all from Kody, just more information on that. But the story kind of changes slightly every time. There's also a random tangent about how Robin's kids were never fully accepted into the family. I don't know why they put this in the episode like that, but... And then Brianna and Aurora actually back it up in their confessional. So I guess they have a confessional this season. And they say that the parents should have done a better job, and they were directly told that they weren't accepted by people. So it's interesting. And Kody says that although he tried a few times to revive the relationship with Mary, she wasn't fun and he was bored. So what the heck? That's so out of line. Anyways, these confessionals are all over the place. I could barely keep up and piece this all together. And it's information about different times and things. You almost need to know the history to keep up. These poor new viewers watching this for the first time, they must be so confused. They referred to so many things from the past here. It's crazy. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my recap and reaction of Sister Wives Season 19, Episode 2. I'll be back with more, and have a great night. Bye!